well, as us being friends, you know what's going on.
Right.
I just recently got into a situation where I let life and personal things make me so angry to the point where I made a decision that landed me somewhere I didn't belong.
Right.
And that place, is incarcerated. That's not somewhere where I belonged at all.
Welcome back to the Abundant Behavior Podcast. I'm your host, Ali Banks.
It's your boy Smitty Gambino.
Today, like you said, I'm with my boy Smitty, and we're going to be talking a little bit about adversity. But before we get into that, just introduce yourself a little bit. Tell them who you are, what you do.
Yeah, man. Like you said, my name, I go by Smitty Gambino. I'm a U.S. veteran, Navy veteran, Muay Thai fighter, rapper. I invest in business. I'm just, one of them dudes.
A man of many hats. So we're just going to kick it right off. When dealing with adversity, how does that challenge your mental capacity when you're going through it? The test, when you're getting put through it.
I would say the mental capacity would be, how do I handle it? How do I figure it out? How do I solve the problems that I'm having? I would say, just the solution-based mindset when it comes to even having any problems in life. Of course, anything that goes on as a man, we have a lot of mental, things that deteriorate us, every day. But we got to figure out how to deal with it because nobody else will. You know what I mean? So,
right, for sure. I know when I go through adversity, a lot of times I have to stop myself from shutting down. Because when stuff get overwhelming, I tend to kind of remove myself from those situations. But now I just deal with it head on. Because when you get done pouting and griping that adversity, that challenge, that problem is still gonna be there.
Yeah, it's easy to tuck your tail.
It's easy to tuck your tail.
Yeah.
So everybody go through a lot in life. But what's something that you went through that you didn't think you was gonna make it out of?
Oh man, I just well, as us being friends, you know what's going on.
Right.
I just recently got into a situation where I let life and personal things make me so angry to the point where I made a decision that landed me somewhere I didn't belong.
Right.
And that place, is incarcerated. That's not somewhere where I belonged at all. But
Right.
it took for me to make a decision or make a mistake. That it snatched everything away from me. So that's one thing I can say that has happened in my life that I learned from, and I didn't think I was going to get out of it because of what I was looking at.
What you was facing.
Yeah. So
It was eye opening.
it was definitely eye opening, definitely for
You
sure.
feel like you needed to go through that in order to
Oh yeah,
get
for
over
sure.
that hump.
Because I can say like a lot of people know me like I'm a very emotional person. Not as far as like crying and all that.
Right, but just
whatever I believe in, I'm standing on it. You know what I'm saying? So I
I feel like
force.
that's how you should be.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
everything.
So with me being an emotional person, sometimes I let my anger or my how I'm feeling at the moment take over my actions, and then
Right.
But that
But that
lesson was
eye-opener-
learned.
That eye
Lesson-
opener was something
That lesson was learned.
that got
bro.
you over that hump.
For sure, bro.
That got you over that hump.
Facts.
Do you think that every level of achievement it takes a new version of you or a better you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I heard a quote before. I probably say it wrong, but it's basically saying like you can't expect God to put you somewhere where you're not ready. It's just not gonna happen because say you do get whatever you dream of, whatever you pray for. If you mentally not ready for it, if you spiritually not ready for it, if you physically not ready for it, then it's not gonna go your way. You might lose it all and just have to restart. Reboot. You know what I'm saying?
Getting to the next level, it takes a new version of you because what you did to get there is not gonna. It's probably gonna maintain you, but it's not gonna excel you to a new level because what you had in your vault, the tools that you had that got you there, you're gonna have to always be learning. And I tell people that it's always something to learn.
Yep.
It's always information out there to learn. And they say if you want to hide something from a black person, put it in the book.
Put it in the book.
Put it in the book. And so when I heard that, I took it kind of offensive, and I started to read a lot.
Sure. Damn right.
I started to read a lot, man. I started to read everything that I could, learn everything that I could, and it's so much information out there, and it's always something new to learn. And I think the biggest challenge about that is dealing with the man in the mirror.
Yeah, man in the mirror.
Dealing
like
with
Jack.
the man in the mirror, knowing that you need to learn, putting your pride aside, and just continuously growing to get to a new level. So for you, how difficult is dealing with the man in the mirror? Because
I would say
we are our own worst enemy.
Yeah,
And our
facts.
own our best friend we could ever have is the man in the mirror. You know,
Our worst enemy is also the man in the mirror. So when I look in the man in the mirror, I see that hurt little boy still. I see anger. I see trauma. I see, you know, but what I want to see, what I plan to see, and what I visualize through all that is a businessman,
right?
father, you know, just a
That's
present,
powerful.
you know, just a present being on this earth.
That's
you know,
powerful.
willing to fulfill my purpose, you know what I'm saying? So,
You know, a mentor of mine, he challenged us to look at our reflection in the mirror and just talk. And I had never done that before, but it was kind of hard.
yeah,
I don't know why. It's weird. You look in the mirror all the time,
Yeah.
but to look
To
in the
check
mirror
yourself out
and tell yourself, like, it's you versus you. Like,
Facts.
you got it. You can. It was a little weird for me.
Facts. It do get weird because it's like this is what other people are looking at when they hear me talking or hear my plans for the future. They're looking at something. So when I'm looking at something, it's like,
So
is this what people see? Do I need to work on this?
Right.
Then it becomes a game, a mind game. Like, oh man, am I good enough? Who is this person in the mirror?
you start questioning your own abilities. And I want to go back on what you were saying before, because I don't want to lose it. You were saying that when you look in the mirror, you see that trauma, that hurt little boy.
Facts.
But you envision a businessman, a great dad, a stand-up guy. How do you get past the trauma and renewing yourself? Because, you know, they say you have to see it in your head before you see it in your hands.
Yeah,
So, because a lot of people's trauma and past experiences hold them back because they can't get past their current situation or past, or even see themselves in a better position. How, you know, just going through so much, how do you envision yourself like that? How do you constantly remind yourself that you're going to get better, bro?
Honestly, I think it's just because I've been through so much, bro. Like, it's not even, like, I've been through so much to the point where I always know now, like, it's always a light at the end of the tunnel. That's I don't like, at this point in my life, bro, I just say it's a light at the end of the tunnel. Like, it might sound cliche, but that saying
powerful.
is powerful because if you believe that, nothing is going to stop you because everything could be going wrong. And
and you came
it's
out
right
on
there.
top.
Like, I read a book called The Alchemist.
Right.
And
I've
it
heard
was
of The Alchemist.
it was a story about, you know, somebody that was trying to, you know, he was having dreams and stuff about going to the pyramids, and he was going to find a treasure. So on his journey towards the treasure, he ran into this king or this rich guy. You know, he had a nice house or whatever, nice stuff in his house. And he living real good, you know what I'm saying? And he told him, he said, hey, man, I want you to go through my house and look at all the stuff that makes my life good. Like, look at my house and see what everything, all the things I've acquired over time.
That's powerful.
You know, and he said, hold on, though, before you do that, I want you to take this spoon, and it's a teaspoon. I want you to put oil on that teaspoon. And while you go look around at the house and all the stuff you see, make sure you pay attention to the oil and it don't spill, right? But that's the main objective, is to not spill the oil, right? So he go around and look, you know what I'm saying? He go around and look. He see everything.
He's so amazed.
No, actually, the first time he went around,
Okay.
he didn't see everything because he was so focused on that oil not dropping.
Right.
Second time around, he said, hey, man, you didn't see everything. You got to go see it. So you go see it, oil gone. And then basically the moral of that story was you got to make sure that you're focusing on what's the main goal, but make sure that everything else around aligns and that everything else around doesn't distract you too much, that, you know, you can look, you know what I'm saying, get your little view on, but make sure that the main object is, you know what I'm saying, complete. You know
And
what I mean?
another way I just thought of that when you said that story was like getting out of the window and getting in the mirror. So it ties back because he said, go around and observe everything that makes my life better.
Right.
This was your life, the spoon, the oil.
Right.
You were so busy paying attention to his life
The oil
that
gone.
yours was just, you wasted your life. That's a powerful message.
Yeah, man, and I read that when I was incarcerated, bro. That was one of the many books that I read when I was in there. You know, and it just, and that's my favorite quote out of the whole book. Like, the whole book it's a story, but that right there stuck with me because it's like, man, so much do be going on in life, and we quick to like, okay, I'm gonna put this on the pause and go handle this real quick. When this is really the main objective, you know what I'm saying? And we go deter, We go do something else, and then we like, oh man, I never finished this.
Yeah, like you said, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. E.T. said that God blesses us with 50% gifts and 50% adversity. So all those trials and tribulations are blessings.
Right.
But when you're running, like you said, and tucking your tail, you don't get the blessing that comes with that.
Nope.
He was saying that everybody needs a Judas around them.
Yeah.
Everybody needs somebody to snake them out. Everybody needs people around them to show them, hey, I can't trust everybody. For sure. I got to keep my circle tight. For sure. That was really insightful to me because I'm an extrovert, so I'm cool with everybody, and I used to keep a real wide circle of people. And if they didn't do me how they did me, I wouldn't carry myself how I am today.
Right. You needed that.
It's like you saying, light at the end of the tunnel. You need that. You can't duck and dodge everything that comes your way, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if your life is going good, prepare for something to happen.
For sure.
It may not be drastic, but prepare for something to happen. You can get a flat tire. You're gonna run out of it's
something. It never fails, bro. It's just, every day is just something, like, and you gotta roll with the punches. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to roll with the punches, because at the end of the day, like, I always heard this also, your situation. You look at your situation, you look at somebody else's situation, it is way worse.
It can
remain
grateful, remain in a state of gratitude, bro.
For real.
And it also makes, when you remain in a state of gratitude, it stops you from comparison, but it also makes room for new blessings.
Exactly. You can't, because you can't, new blessings is perfect, because you can't receive blessings without, you got to be happy for other people.
Stewardship.
Too. You definitely got to be happy for other people. When it's time for them to shine, your friends or whatever, like you said, you got to have a Judas around, but you also got to have people that genuinely care about you, genuinely want to see you shine, genuinely telling you when you messing up, holding you accountable. You know what I'm saying? But not holding it against you, holding you accountable, but not holding it against you. But you know what I'm saying? Making sure you're on the right track at all times.
That's important right there. Holding you accountable, but not holding it against you.
Exactly.
And I think that's the biggest thing that we can take in relationships, is that you have to have people around you who are going to not judge you and know that you aren't perfect. But I'm going to tell you when you're messing up, because I love you.
For sure.
That's also what correlated to me closing my circle, is because I had to figure out who was really for me, who I could call, who I know if we out, something go left, you got my back.
Like my mom used to tell me, like, if I don't say nothing to you, I don't love you. I don't care. I used to be, like, when I was young, I had horrible anger issues, like horrible, and it was that's just how it was. I had a lot going on, but my mom used to always tell me, like, if I didn't love you, if I didn't care for you, I wouldn't tell you these things. Like, I would just let you do whatever. You can be mad all you want.
You'd have probably crashed out.
Yeah, I'd have been crashed out. But that voice in my head, just having my mom just there, like, yo, this ain't it. Like, I'm not about to let you do that. Like, nah.
Right. Do you think adversity and your challenges is a direct correlation to your purpose or your calling?
Of course. Because at the end of the day, God is our ultimate guide. You know what I'm saying? So only He knows what the future holds at the end of the day. So He knows what to put in place for you to train for it. Like Muay Thai, I'm a Muay Thai fighter. I gotta train to hit the pads this way. If they hit me this way, I gotta return a kick this way. So it's the same thing. You in life, you gotta take a punch and counter punch. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to adapt. You know what I'm saying?
And I think sometimes the adversity is fuel to the fire.
For sure.
Because I did a lot of things. I did Forex and I sold life insurance. I was just trying to find my lane and find my way.
Forex, it's that thing. Once you learn, it's that thing.
And it's money. It's all those industries that I just named are lucrative. They lucrative industries.
True.
But what I got out of it was the lack of support from people, man. And that getting over that adversity showed me, like, you can't focus on the results. You just gotta focus on just doing it. Focus on the doing and not on the result.
And like I said, we have conversations all the time. Like I said, people won't believe what you're telling them until you show them something. You can be an expert at something, and if you don't show it, people are not gonna. They're not gonna listen. You know what I'm saying? Even if you have proof or whatever, they're not gonna. If people are not ready, like you said, you got to be ready to step into that light. You got to be ready to step into that type of investment. You got to be ready to step into this new way of life, because trading and all that stuff is different. You know what I'm saying? You lose money, you lose your mind. Oh my God, I just lost $50.
You lose money.
Oh my God, you know what I'm saying? So, you just got to be willing to, take that loss and keep it moving. But not everybody's ready to take those losses. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what I say. That's what I say about support is everybody, and sometimes they just want to see if you stick it out. They want to see if they want to see if you get over that hump. They want to see what you do, and it's bad that it has to be that way, but
somebody has to be the martyr. Somebody got to be the martyr, bro.
What's what was the most challenging about having to start over? Because everybody hits a bump where they have to like, all right, let me reset, let me recharge, and let me go about this a different way.
Say the question again, because I don't want to answer wrong. I want to make sure, you know what I'm saying?
I said, how hard is it to start over? Like when you are at a good point in life, your momentum is going, everything, and then you just run into a brick wall.
Okay.
And then you have to reset and go back.
Okay.
How does one get over the challenge and the adversity and get back in that right lane?
Really, honestly, for me, I would say
that's something I admire about you. You're the king of that. You're the king of getting knocked down and getting back up, bro. That's something that I admire about you, and that's something that I can
appreciate it,
that
bro.
I take, and I'm like, because some things that you've been through, I would never. I'll say I would never, but it's like,
yeah, you just don't.
I don't know how I would. I can't picture myself after that going hard again.
Yeah.
I mean, because it knocked you down, and it's just like I haven't been through. I mean, I've been through deaths. I've been through stuff. Everybody has,
for
but
sure.
How was it for you just getting over that hump and starting over, man?
I would say, it was the faith in my religion. You know what I'm saying? Faith in, I have a praying grandmother. I have people that care for me. I have people that genuinely care for me, pray for me all the time. So it's like, once you know that you have those people with you in your corner, you know who you got with you. You know who your warriors are, your spiritual warriors, not even physical, your spiritual warriors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's easy. You know what I'm saying? It really is easy for me, because at the end of the day, I started it by myself.
Right.
So I'm going to start it again by myself. Because at the end of the day, I was born by myself. I'm going to die by myself. I'm going to be in the hereafter by myself. So I take that mindset of warrior, and I'm like, okay, if everything goes to ground zero, I got to do whatever I got to do to plan and attack and get it back to where it was at, or even better. You know what I'm saying?
Even better.
And adversity is going to come, and I know that. So,
and you said something key. You said keeping your religion first, and then keeping genuine people around you.
For sure, that's just
and that's the key to getting over challenges is knowing that you're in this world, but you can't be of this world. Like you cannot, get too high on the highs, too low on the lows, because reality is somewhere right in the middle. And you have to keep. I don't care who you pray to or what you believe in. You have to keep some type of faith and some type of power in a deity, a higher power, something above you, because we didn't create this world.
Nope.
We didn't make this world. So how can you just go every day in your own way? And that's important of how you got over those humps, because you knew that you have a higher calling, you have a bigger purpose, and so you're not your circumstances.
Exactly.
So that's important. You're not your circumstances, bro.
And what you speak, like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, it's just crazy. Like, I'm gonna say this, bro. I wasn't like a real like I just reverted to Islam in January last year, 2022, right? And ever since then, when I'm more connected, I'm more connected because I have to be now. So everything I've been asking for, whether it be show me who my enemy is, whether it be I want this, or forgive me for this, or teach me this, or show me this, everything I've been praying about, talking about, is starting to just be like
unfold. So you have to be transparent,
exactly,
and also really specific when you're praying.
Exactly.
Because
asking, you shall receive.
You have to be, when you pray, you have to be specific on what you asking God for, because if you telling him to remove people from your life and he does that, now you feeling alone.
You can't be mad about that. You can't be surprised either. It's going to surprise you, but you got to understand, if that's what you're asking for, that's what you're going to get eventually. It might not happen quick.
Right away, right.
It might not happen quick, but eventually it's going to happen.
People are going to start to reveal themselves. People start going to show their hand to you.
And get this, it's going to happen when you think everything going good too. That's when it's going to throw you off.
I think that's what hurts people the most.
Yeah, it's going to throw you off, because it's like, I thought I was doing everything the right way, and then somebody else seen it this way. So it was, You know what I'm saying? So
like, right, you hit something. You said it's gonna happen when everything is going good.
right. It's when stuff going bad, it's like, all right, it's going bad. What could be worse? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's already going bad. Whatever, another thing, cool. But when it's going good and you just feel like you on top of the world and it's just, you know, you feel like you got your groove back and something else come punch you in your face.
You know, back to like the man in the mirror. Everybody can be hard on themselves.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Everybody can think they should be doing more. They need to be doing more. How do you overcome? How do you overcome that adversity of being so hard on yourself?
True. So I try not to be too hard on myself, bro.
Give yourself grace.
Because at the end of the day, I know I'm not perfect. Right. Nowhere near. So at the end of the day, I learn my lessons and I move on. I pray that, you know, I continue to keep getting tested because I know I'm gonna keep getting tested. So I pray to keep testing me.
That's powerful.
Please,
that's powerful.
Please keep testing
me. So
I
he's praying to get tested.
Yes, because I know it's gonna come. Man, I'm not about to sit here and be like, pray, Allah, please, don't test me. Nah, please test me, please, so I can become stronger as a man, as a father. Because everything, like you said, everything correlates. If you going through this stuff, it's for a reason. It's because later on, when your season gets here, your resilience for whatever coming is going to be so much stronger that it's like, bro, you can't break me. The barrier is not going to be broken. It's covered by God, so you can't do nothing about
that. Exactly. That's back to just taking the bad as a blessing because when all right, it's cool right now. We don't make a whole lot of money. We don't have a whole lot of status. We don't have a whole lot of whatever. And we going through stuff. But then when we get everything that we pray for, and you have to be able to maintain it and get better. Yep. And it's gonna be people that turn on you on a higher level when you have way more to lose. But then at that point, you already went through that. You already been through it.
So it's like
you brush it off.
Whatever, man. Like,
you brush it off. It's gonna make you stronger.
I mean, all right, good. I already took the test before. I already got the cheat sheet.
I took the pre-test.
No cap. I already got the cheat sheet, man.
Oh, yeah. What was something, a defining moment, like when you said you had to sit down, like, bro, Smitty, you got to change. You have to change this. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. You know, we both dads, so we have those reflecting moments all the time. What was one pivotal moment in your life where you was like, you have to change?
I would say, obviously, when my son was born. Obviously, like, that's just, you have to, if you're a father and you know you have a seed coming, you know you have to change. And if you don't change, then it's just, at that point, it's insanity.
Destruction.
And it's destruction. So at that point, like, you know, when I got out the Navy, my son was, you know, it was a transition. I was getting out the Navy and my son was born. So not only was I transitioning out of the Navy, I was transitioning into fatherhood. You know what I'm saying? Something that I was never taught. You know what I'm saying? Right. So with that being said,
learning everything
from scratch.
Right. Making your mistakes and just
keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? I'm still making mistakes, but at the end of the day, I know what those mistakes are. They're identified, and now I'm making the changes that need to be made. You know, and that's just that. You know.
Yeah, being a dad, man.
Being a dad. That's really honestly. That's because like I said, bro.
Me too.
Like I said, bro. People know me, bro. So like, people know me for a certain something.
Right.
And I hate that fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, people know I throw these hands. Like,
right.
That's just what it is. But at the same time, it's like, all right, how much more are you going to throw these hands?
And just, you can't,
suffer
your whole life.
And suffer being away from your kid, or suffer somebody not being able to fight and kill you, and now you away from your kid. You know what I'm saying?
Man, like, you have to be able, as a man, you have to be able to be dangerous.
Yeah, for sure.
But a dangerous man is somebody that can control it. He can.
Yeah. Oh, I love that saying, bro. And once I heard that saying, bro,
it's a warrior, man. It's
now
like
I look at myself in the mirror totally different. When I'm training, I'm looking at
I know what I can do.
I'm looking at a monster that will destroy, but it's controlled. It has to be controlled, because at the end of the day, if it's not the setting for if it's not the setting for you to be a monster,
right? Don't do it.
Ain't no point in being a monster.
So would you say it was simply just your son that what was that switch that you knew you had to stop, or what was it that helped you to control that?
What helped me honestly was, once again, being incarcerated.
Right.
Like, because that was the ultimate
stop. Like that was the ultimate. You can't go nowhere. You stuck here to deal with what you did or what you got going on. This is your situation.
Yeah, sit here and think about
it. That right there. Honestly, that was my son being born, and then 3 years later, me being incarcerated and being away from my son, is what changed me.
Right.
And what showed me like, yo, this is it right here. You not about to keep doing what you want to do. You gonna do what I want you to do.
Ooh,
or you gonna end up back there or worse.
Forcing your hand.
Yeah, like yo, you not about to keep getting away with this, bro. What you doing? Like, nah, you better go to that ring, go to that gym and train every day and really put that work in so that when you want to do that to somebody, you can go in the ring and do what you got to do.
Right.
And leave everything in the ring. Everything. Like all the pain, the hurt, the trauma.
So now you know you have to just leave it in
there. Leave it somewhere. Because I noticed when I was in high school, I say this all the time. When I was in high school, I played football. I was a big guy. I was a tight end and stuff like that. I played defensive end, linebacker, and all that. But what I didn't do is I didn't train outside of going to football practice.
Okay. I
didn't stay away from parties. I didn't stay away from certain people. I didn't do certain things that set me up and put me in certain places.
You didn't know any better.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know no better. But now it's like I know better. So now it's like, why would I keep letting stuff deter me from where I need to be at? Why would I go waste my God-given talent and strength on something that's not important? Why not control your mind and really control everything? Because once you control your mind, go get a bag with it.
And go get a bag, bro.
Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, why I had to really. People been telling me, and people been telling me this since I was in the Navy. Like, yo,
beast,
bro, get out and go.
You a beast, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And
you a beast, bro.
And I never really.
You have to realize who you are sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. And it took me to be in that position, and even the dudes in jail, like, yo, like, bro, get out and go get in that ring, bro.
Yeah, right.
go get in that ring
because you got a chance. So. Is that like something that keep you going too? Just knowing like you have to live for the ones that probably will never see light again, bro.
Nah, man, for real. Like I got my uncle tattooed on my hand, man. Hakeem, R.P. You know, it's people like that I lost at a young age that molded me to be like, you know, I'm gonna live for you. Like you ain't get to live as long as you wanted to or you thought to be alive here still, but you know, I'm gonna live for you. I lost a couple people that, you know, I wish was here with me. You know, they all tattooed on me too. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they with me. So I feel like, you know, I'm living for them and they living through me. You know what I mean? So now, like, when I make decisions, it's like, all right, well, would they do that in this situation? Would they want me to do that in this situation?
That's a pivotal moment.
Yeah.
And, man, it was powerful.
Yeah, bro.
I forgot where I heard this, but it says sometimes God sends people through things to teach other people. So now I know better. Now I know bro, I took your situation and I learned from it myself. Because I have always been in situations where I crash out. Like when I get angry, I don't be thinking about if there's guns around. I don't be thinking about if it's who gonna jump me. I could die, bro. And I could have, you know. And so I took that and I was like, okay,
it's not.
Don't do that.
It's not worth it.
Don't do that.
Because at the end of the day, it could have been a lot worse. That situation could have been a lot worse. We wouldn't be having this conversation right now. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be free. I wouldn't.
The grace of God. He gave you another chance, bro.
Give me another chance, bro. So I'm taking full advantage. Even in me getting my second chance, there's stuff still happening. But at the end of the day, guess what? I'm gonna keep going.
Keep going. Gotta keep going.
Keep going.
Is there anything that you would tell your younger self?
My younger self. Woo.
Like if you could go back and tell him, hey,
boy.
Young boy, you know, talk.
young boy, yo. My boy.
Relax.
Yeah, so my younger self, I would tell him it's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to mess up. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not be the best right now. It's okay. It's okay to not have everything you dream of or want. It's okay to, you know, sometimes you might not have a meal tonight, but it's okay.
It's a marathon, not
you know
a race.
What I'm saying? It's okay. You might be wearing hand-me-down clothes. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay. You know what I mean? You might be in a homeless shelter, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but it's okay.
You might have just got jumped by people who thought you was your friends, but it's okay. I would just tell him it's okay.
But you were just holding on to all of that,
everything, bro. Everything that has, and it's crazy how good my memory is, bro. I be remembering stuff that people would never remember, and it's just like, because those are the moments in my life that made me who I am today, how I am today, why I'm so aggressive. It's certain things that happened that I was by myself, and the major things that happened, I was always by myself. So it was like, all right,
I think if I could go back, I would tell myself that I'm enough, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I had some really insecure moments. Really insecure moments growing up. Being dark skinned, bro, it was like Jim Crow laws in effect. You know what I'm saying? Bro. So I got made fun of a lot. Yeah. We didn't have a whole lot growing up, and so I was like so hard on myself, man. And when I finally got in the Navy, I got a check. So I blow all my money on clothes and just trying to impress people and trying to just be cool. And I would tell myself, bro, you're enough. Focus on you. Stay in your lane.
Yep.
And it took me a long time to realize that, like, I, just trying to keep up with everybody and do what everybody else is doing.
Yep.
Just do me, and and
my mom used to say, you probably heard this before too. If Kevin jump off the bridge, you gonna jump off the bridge with him? Like, they love saying that, bro. Like, yeah, I'm gonna jump off. I'm jumping off with him. Yeah.
If it look fun.
I'm scared of heights, but I'm gonna still jump off. Word.
Yeah, when you go through adversity, is that like a chance in life where it forces you to focus on what's really important?
Oh yeah, for sure, bro. Yeah, you at the end
things
of the day,
that you thought mattered didn't matter.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, once you see what really is important, you be like, man, I ain't
right.
I'm focusing on this. That we can handle that later, and we gonna handle this right now. Right, this is what's most important right now.
Where your focus goes, your energy flows. So that's very important. Yeah, that's because I've been through some stuff, and I'm like, that stuff I was stressing over wasn't really nothing. And then if you see other people going through it, you like, oh man.
And then another thing, bro, people resilience levels are different, bro. Like, we was in the Navy, bro. Resilience was built through just being in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, resilience was built before that from life. Right. But going to the military gave you more resilience because now you're dealing with people that don't know you, really don't care about you. Don't care about none of that. Don't care that you got a sick grandma. Don't care that you don't care about your background. Don't care. They there for what they there for, and that's just that. You know what I'm saying? So dealing with that, you know what I'm saying, it gives you resilience enough. But not everybody goes to the military, so people learn resilience in different ways, and it takes people a little longer. So certain situations that I'm going through, somebody else might go through it and lose their mind, blank out. But me, I'm just sitting here like,
they say God won't. You know what I'm saying? God don't give you nothing that you can't bear, bro.
For sure.
God knows who to give what to.
But you gotta be, exactly. But you gotta be, once he give it to you, if you ain't connected with him, it's just it's an assist.
It's gonna look like
it's an attempted assist. You missed the shot because you wasn't ready for the shot.
Yeah, and I feel like people give too much power to the enemy. I feel like people give too much power to the devil. They always, oh, that's the devil working.
Yeah, nah.
Sometimes God is gonna give you adversity. He wants to make you. Yeah. He knows the end of where you're gonna be. He knows you're gonna be a billionaire. He knows you're gonna be a millionaire. He wants to make you tough.
Yeah. So in the Quran it says, Allah is not going to give you more than what you can bear. Like, God's not going to give you more than what you can take. It might seem like, bro,
rock bottom.
Yo, there's no way I'm getting out of this. But you're not going.
I've been in situations.
You're not going to be given. You're not going to be given adversity that you can't handle, bro. Like, you might lose a leg. You might lose both legs.
You gotta keep going.
That's adversity.
And
that's
then sometimes, sometimes when you're working in a purpose, or you think this is something that's your purpose, and this could have just been something that was a defining moment in your life that showed you your identity. But when God takes that away from you, don't get down on yourself. Find another way to be impactful. Find another way to pour into people.
Right.
I tell E.T. story all the time. Not E.T., but Inky Johnson. When he was on that football field and he got hit, and his arm.
I remember that. Yeah.
And he thought he was going to make it to the NFL, change his family life forever, become rich. But he didn't let that arm stop him from being an impact. And now he's a millionaire from his words.
Yep, just from words.
So at any point, sometimes God might push you in a different direction. Don't get so down on yourself. Just find another way to be impactful.
Yep. Definitely. And I'll say with being impactful, like, I plan to go home, and because I'm from Wilmington, Delaware, it's a lot of poverty, it's a lot of drug addiction, violence, and stuff like that. I plan on doing something for home, to impact kids that I know are going through the same thing I was going through back at home. I know it for sure.
That's what it's about.
But these are voices that ain't nobody gonna hear them, bro, because ain't nobody really focused on that. That's not nobody's focal point, of focus, where they're like, all right, we need to handle that right now. mental health is very important, bro. And
I feel we need mental health institutions.
You got 11, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds walking around stressing like they 30.
No, for real, smoking cigarettes,
smoking
drinking
cigs, Black and Milds.
It's crazy, and and it seems normal because that's the type of environment that we come from. I knew dudes that started gang banging and moving and selling weed, and when we was in the 5th and 6th grade.
Same.
A dude I went to school with got caught with like a pound in his bag. He was moving it for his dad, but that's where we come from. That's not normal living.
That's not normal, yeah.
So it's important that we do go back and show them a different way.
Yeah. And even with that, the devil is going to work. Now that when you try to step in and be a martyr and try to change other people's situations, that's when, okay, yo, why you over here messing with them? Why you over here trying to do good for them? Nah, get out of here. So it's going to be something that comes up with that.
Yeah, you know.
You already know. It's going to be something that come up with that. Like, why you trying to be so positive? Why you trying to, this is our way of living. You can't change everybody. That's going to be what people say when you try to go back and help. And it's messed up, but it's somebody going to hear me. Somebody going to hear it.
Keep going back.
Hey, you know.
What was, and just to wrap it up, man, what was that that one thing that made you like change? If you could say, if it was just one thing that you knew, all right, I gotta change, and I gotta keep going.
I would say, so I'm in carpentry school, so I was about to lose out on carpentry school because of my situation, and I was already in carpentry school for like 6 months. Like I'm halfway done. I done already put hands-on training in. I'm honor roll, everything going right, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, being in that situation of about to lose that and not having nothing to come out of jail to, you know what I'm saying? That kind of like put me at a point where like, all right, from here on out, like you got to change the whole way you move, everything. I'm more peaceful with people. Just sometimes you got to change yourself. You can't expect people to deal with what you got going on in your head. You got to change yourself so that when you go out of the house, no matter what you got going on with your personal self, you deal with people accordingly with empathy.
Right.
Because somebody else could be going through something and you don't know. And because,
important.
like me, for example, I'm aggressive. So somebody might be having a bad day or something, and I say something that triggers them, right? But me not paying attention to, okay, that was a trigger, now I'm mad at them for how they responded. Now it's...
I heard that somewhere, man. And I don't know where I heard that.
I go through that a lot in life. So I'm like, maybe I need to
take your
focus, because
take your world with you and don't be of the world when you're outside.
Exactly, because you can be the angriest. I could be... like nowadays, I could be... I try not to be, but I could be super upset at something. But if I see somebody else, I'll like... my energy would shift. Because it's like, energy is strong, bro. Energy is very powerful.
Transferable.
Because it's not created. So once it's there, you can't do nothing about it. So I could pass you, my fault. I could pass you or a random pedestrian and my energy off, and now my energy passed off to you because you paid attention to me walking past, or you tried to say something to me and my energy was dismissive, or you know what I'm saying? So I learned how to really channel my energy and focus on, you know, being more like approachable. Like, I don't want to be one of the dudes walking around. I got like face tattoos, neck tats. I look a certain way already.
Right.
But my energy negates all that. Like I smile at people. Like, it throws people off too.
I feel like just being being big, black, bro. Dark-skinned dudes.
It's automatic. Like
people get thrown off when I speak. When I see people I speak, how you doing? I'm respectful to everybody.
Like, this guy.
Yeah, who is it? Yeah.
Why you being so nice?
That's how I carry myself. Because I read it all the time. Is that, you know, everybody's one body of God, and we all are brothers and sisters.
I got a quote for you too.
So we have to treat each other just like we would treat ourselves. Give each other grace.
Yeah, I don't know who heard it or who said it. I don't remember who said it, but it was a quote. Somebody interviewed a lot of people, and he would take a quote from everybody, and he said, every person has a piece of God in them, so listen. Everybody has a piece of God in them, so listen, because that's God talking to you, regardless of what they look like, where they from, what they doing. I don't care if they the worst person in the world in your eyes. Listen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to listen, because you might miss what you need to hear. Like, I'll be watching a movie, bro. I'll watch a show. I'll watch something on Instagram or something, and I'm listening, bro, because it's like, oh, I needed to hear that right now.
Learning how to actively listen.
I needed to hear that right now, and that's what I needed. So I'm gonna save this Instagram post. I'm gonna send this to somebody I know need to hear this, or I'm gonna put this movie that I just seen on my favorites. So I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, write down that quote I just heard because I needed to hear that. And that's God. Even though that's a movie, that's still a human being. Somebody wrote that script for him to say that for a reason because it's crazy.
It's like, and you know when you need to take it in too, because you hear a lot throughout the day.
Yeah,
you think a lot throughout the day, but it's pivotal moments in your day where you like, okay, let me write that down. Oh, let me, because once I write something down, I remember it.
Yeah, for sure.
But if I don't write it down, I forget it. So if it's something, a quote or something, I'll write it down, but I'll always remember it after that. Yep. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. On adversity. I hope that you guys can take some of these gems and learn from his story and just apply it to life and just get better.
Yeah, bro.
So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned for episode 3, and we only gonna get better.
Indeed.